Peace, peace, salute. Spears and Mics coming to you live today. You know what I'm saying? For the first time. Um, Man, welcome. Those that's been tuning in know that this podcast is about hip hop culture. We drop some knowledge here and there. And we also talk about the streets from time to time as well. Um, Today's episode we're gonna talk about Ghostface Killah and Supreme Clientele's 25th anniversary. You know, an incredible record. It's certified gold. You know what I mean? So it was also listed as this is a pretty cool like stat. It's listed as the 403rd greatest album of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. So if you think about all the records that have come out, like that's a pretty incredible feat, you know what I mean? To be recognized by Rolling Stone. There's probably, I mean, I haven't ever reviewed that list, but I would assume, I mean, that there's probably not that many hip hop records on there. So to be listed as a, any genre as a top 500 album of all time, that's pretty incredible, man. Peace to Ghostface Killah and the whole Wu-Tang Clan. If you're not familiar with the show, I'm Zulu King L1 out of Chapter 25 Zulu Union. We got the brother Zulu King Just P in the building from Chapter 17. We got the brother Zulu King Razor from Chapter 7. And we got Shaka Zulu Watt out of Chapter 7.
More.
Word, man. So, yeah, so what's good, y'all? What's going on? Peace.
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 Yo,
Peace.
Supreme Clientele dropped February 8th, 2000, right? So, I was turning 18 that year. A month prior, I had got my GED, right? So when the album came out, everybody that knows me knows Ghostface is one of my favorite rappers, right? Ever, right? From his storytelling, his style, the the robes, just his demeanor, you know what I'm saying? Like especially the storytelling. Like he really brings you into his world when he's rapping. You know what I'm saying? But Supreme
Definitely.
was different, man. I thought Iron Man was ill, and then to hear him
Word.
say years later that like he didn't even like Iron Man like that because of him being in a dark place. And like
Mhm.
Supreme is like really where he got to showcase his rapping ability and the concepts. Man, that album is crazy. Like I had both versions of the album. I don't know if a lot of people are
Crazy. You
aware
didn't even, I
that.
didn't even know that there was two
Right,
versions until you recently
right.
told me
What's crazy is
that.
I copped it that year in February. Um the version I had didn't have the grain on it, right? Um like after the song Saturday Night, I think it's like the third song on the album, Saturday Night. Yeah, it's after one, right? Yeah. So it didn't, first of all, it didn't have the Iron Man intro. That's number one. The version I had didn't have the Iron Man intro. It went straight to Nutmeg. You know what I'm saying? The Nutmeg comes on and then it goes to one and then Saturday Night comes on. At the end of Saturday Night, someone announces like we're now letting you tune in to the greatest hip hop verse of all time. Then it plays Ghost's verse
Hmm.
on Impossible from Wu Tang Forever. Like it's like a acapella and then the beat like slowly comes in like in the background. But it didn't have the grain on it and it didn't have like the Iron Man intermission and it didn't have the Iron Man the end, the outro, the Iron Man outro. You know, so I didn't hear the grain until like months later. You know what I'm saying?
Now this is
I
the don't go against the grain with
Yeah,
RZA, right?
right. With RZA, yeah. And then
Yeah.
the version I initially bought didn't have the grain on it.
Yeah, I really can't recall because like I know I bought it on the release date, if not, any day after or whatever, but I think the grain was on there, you know what I'm saying? Like on
Hmm.
my release. I'm not sure. because this is when we had physical CDs, so things
Right.
was different back then.
Right.
Man, I don't even know if Napster was out at that point, somewhere probably around that
No,
time, but
it
Because
was,
yeah,
well,
it was,
well,
yeah, because it was out in
Nap,
'99.
oh, Napster was
Napster,
out in
yeah,
99, huh?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I
I'm
mean?
late to the
That was a
party, so
dope, well, go ahead, Razor. Yeah.
no, I'm sorry. I'm saying I was late to the party, so I didn't get the album until so I'm just now finding
Uh,
out there was two versions.
Wow.
I didn't know versions at all. It was the crazy part is I seen somewhere today there was a different version of Ghostini that used the beat
Hmm.
briefly back.
I had that. That
Yeah,
was on the version I had.
on the on the
Actually, all
on
right.
the Swarm.
Where
So
did you
right.
get
So
it from?
Ghostini, the blacksmiths produced Ghostini, right? That's the same beat. The beat that I had was the beat from Ruthless Bastards, The Swarm. The
mhm.
same exact beat. And
Love that
then on
song.
the other, right, the same beat, because the same producers did it. But on the other release with the grain,
Mhm.
it's not the same. The beat isn't the same. You know what I'm saying? So that's another I'm glad you pointed that out, P, because that was another difference in the releases.
RZA did a bulk of the production on this one, right?
Not
If
Yeah.
not all.
He
Nah,
did
He EP'd
who
it.
else?
Mathematics produced on there. Carlos 6 July Brody. He was a
Right, right,
part of the
right. And
Elements.
I know Juju did the
Juju did one.
one, right? Yeah,
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 that's
Barber
a
Barber
strong joint.
yeah.
Barber did Nutmeg.
Yeah,
Word?
Yeah,
Black Mozart did Nutmeg.
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, he from
And
Staten
that's
Island.
his barber? That's his
yeah.
barber?
Yeah, yeah,
Word,
yeah,
that's dope.
they,
yeah. Black,
That's a Nutmeg is one of my favorite joints on there.
absolutely.
That's mine too.
Word.
him and RZA.
I assume that RZA did that.
Yeah, nah, but RZA went through like the beats with Ghostface, like picking up it's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As far as like production, he wasn't really like on it like that.
Yo, as far as like,
First, he's on some of it though.
eh,
Where are the beats that RZA did on there? The
he
general,
he did I
I think he
thought he
did
did
Buck 50,
Malcolm,
right?
but he didn't did yeah, he did Buck 50. He
Buffett,
did Stroke of Death. He
right?
did he didn't even do Apollo Kids. Somebody else did Apollo Kids. I
Malcolm is
forgot.
fire. That joint is
He didn't
fire.
do Malcolm neither. He didn't do
That
RZA
joint
didn't
is
do Malcolm
fire.
neither.
That's
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Malcolm is one of my favorite songs. And it's funny
uh
because you and
mhm.
I discussed like him dissing Mace behind on Malcolm because they actually
Right, right,
put
right.
hands on him. And I told you that the album was about to get pushed back and potentially shelved because of that beef with Wu and Mace. You know what I'm
You said
saying?
that he
I
was
think
blackballing them, right?
yeah, Diddy was threatening RZA to like he was like, "Yo, like y'all better do something," because I think Mace got his jaw broke either
Yeah,
by Killer Priest. I mean, I'm sorry, Killer Sin or someone else.
Hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm
they
saying?
were saying it
Because
was him.
in the verse he says, "I sham punch Mace in his face over some bullshit the other night," and then further down the verse he was like, "Fool pistol whipped Mace and broke the handle." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um,
Listening, my bad, I don't mean to break your
mhm,
wisdom, but like
mhm.
I'll be thinking to myself, right? Like, did he get on the horn? If I'm RZA, did he get on the horn with me and start talking threats, like business wise? Like, we got to get it on. We got to collide instantly, like right after that,
Yeah,
because you're
but
not gonna get on the horn with me. You know what I'm
this is
saying?
after
Like, God,
Big. This is after Big died, and Diddy started becoming more of a an
Tyrant.
artist
tyrant.
himself. No, an
Okay.
artist himself. He was already, I believe, he was already a tyrant probably from day one. But
Right.
um,
Crazy.
this is when he booked, but because remember, Mace is out there. He's rapping. Diddy's rapping now. You know what I'm saying? So he's
Right.
feeling himself. The
Cause.
God complex already kicked in already. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So for
Right.
you to
Right.
actually call somebody like, yo, I can have you, and he got connects. He had more connects than RZA. Because remember when the Wu first dropped, RZA didn't even want to collab with other people. He wanted to do everything. He didn't want
Internal.
like right. He wanted
Right.
everything. Like if you want to get a producer outside of me, it got to be the elements. It got to be fourth. It got to be true. It got to be
Mathematics.
mathematics. It got to be Arabian Night or whoever, Kim at the time when they was cool with Kim and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like he wasn't really dealing, you know, with other dudes like that. So Diddy probably, from what I heard, the story, like he actually really tried to like halt the release of Supreme, and that could have been detrimental because
Mm-hmm.
in 2000, what had came out
Those
prior to that?
stories.
No, I'm talking about Wu related. Like a lot
Oh,
of
beneath
stuff
the surface.
wasn't like I think Capadonna might have been. I think the pillage might have been like holding them up a little bit because the
That's
pillage went gold at the time,
inspected.
and you know,
True. That
Inspector Deck didn't go gold. It was a dope album, but
yeah. Beneath
like
the
as far
surface.
as like selling, that's Jizza.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's but I don't think it did too well
Killer Priest came out right.
commercially. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it went gold.
What, Beneath the Surface?
Yeah, that went gold.
I have Beneath the
That was doing
Surface, but
platinum.
I know Kappa went gold.
That
Yeah,
was still kind of like
because I was doing my internship around that time.
This
The surface was with break and whatnot, but
Yeah. And Crash Your Crew and all of
it,
that. That was my
I
joint.
like it. It was solid. I bumped it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Um, this Supreme Clientele did go gold though,
well,
yeah,
as well. You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying?
It
The
sold
first
over
week,
100,000, right? In the first week.
132,000 the first week. You
Right.
know, which is it's pretty good considering. That's why I wanted to know, like, if we were in the Napster era, because you already
Hmm.
know people at that
Yeah,
time
pirated
were
music,
Bleak
crazy.
deal.
pirating music like crazy.
Hmm.
And I ain't even gonna lie, myself included, like just
Yeah.
having access going on your computer, running wild and just searching for things. 'Cause remember, we didn't have YouTube, it didn't exist. So
Right.
this was like a instant access to a record. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And a lot of content that wasn't even available for purchase. You
Right.
know
word.
what I'm
Yo, I was
saying?
just about
Like,
to say that because I used to sit in the basement and be on like burning CDs from Napster.
well,
And
me too.
like I was a Wu fanatic, so like when Royal Fam, I'm looking at like I'm just typing up
You doing
Royal
that work?
Fam, and I'm like, yo, like, and my man, somebody I grew up with was a part of Ancient Coins. He's not anymore. He's a R&B singer now, but my childhood friend Marcel, he was a part of Ancient Coins, who's affiliated with Sons of Man and Makiba Mooncycle and all of that. So I was downloading everything. You know, I was still copping CDs, but they didn't have like physical, like you couldn't get a Royal Fam album. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
hmm
You couldn't get a lot of this stuff like that, like
Right. It
the
was
unreleased
shit was
Sons of Man
mad,
and
right, mad unreleased
yeah,
joints that you could
yeah,
finally like, throw on and burn a CD. And the ill thing was you burn them in MP3 format and you have like 200 songs on a disc. And that shit was like the
word,
illest. That shit was like the illest
word,
era to be around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for us, that shit was mind blowing. But now kids just got everything at their fingertips with the
right,
YouTube,
with
with Apple Music,
everything, right, right,
Spotify,
right, right,
Tidal. They got
right,
a million different platforms to access everything. And that's why, like, yo, in this era, like, like you got so much options to listen to, like you could go back, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have that like pleasure of going back, like even like earlier hip hop, right? Like you didn't see it around. Like you go to the Wiz, you go to like an electronic store, you ain't
A&R.
finding albums that were like 10, 15 years older. Everything was like current, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Current hits. You know what I'm saying? You would really have to go to like a Rock and Soul or Fat Beats, you know what I'm saying? Like or the joint at Albee Square Mall, you know what I mean? The record store there to really find something old, man. Um and I wish when we was younger that we could have listened to more like the generation before us, like Rakim, KRS-One, Slick Rick. Even though we got to experience that, like we didn't get to really like immerse ourselves in their entire catalogs. You know what I mean? Like more so, like our older cousins or uncles or so put us on to that type of music because it's really not our generation. Now these kids could go. You could go from, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I never heard of Cold Crush. Let me look them up and know everything about them. One, two, three. You know what I mean?
right,
You ain't never heard of
right,
Fearless Four. You could go down the whole timeline of hip hop from the very beginning, you know what I'm saying, and tap in. So it's an incredible time to be alive, man. And the youth should do that, man. Like, expand your, musical search, you know what I'm saying, into, if you ain't never heard of Ghostface Killah Supreme Clientele, start off with Iron Man, go to Supreme Clientele, go to Bulletproof Wallets, go down to discography. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope way to familiarize yourself with great hip hop.
Right. Um, what was
What
I
do y'all
gonna
think?
say? Huh?
Hold on. The both of you, and the three of you, all of you, right? The world. Um, what do you
Yeah,
guys?
because we live.
We are. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
there's two viewers.
Nice. What do you think about
Peace.
the rumor that Superb helped writing the album?
Um, he addressed that. Uh,
Ghost addressed it.
yeah, like years later or something. I saw him say that, people throw lines here and there, and he was basically saying if he did write a verse, he didn't write my life because this is my life. Now, I will say this. There's a song that, like, everybody heard the Doggy Diamonds interview with Superb where, like, he expresses how he wrote Supreme and most of Bulletproof Wallets, right? Because Bulletproof Wallets was supposed to be the introduction to him, right? To
Hmm.
Superb, like,
Like
um,
Ghost did with Ray on Raekwon's album, like
right,
how he was
right,
introduced.
right. There's a song called Good Times, right? There's a song called Good Times. There's different versions. There's a version with Ghost, Ray, and Superb, and Ghost has one verse. Then there's a version with Ghost, Ray, and Superb, and Ghost has two verses. On that version, there's the last verse, Ghost has a rhyme, and then there's another song from the orphanage, which was comprised of Fourth Disciple, Shogun the Assassin, Superb, and Beretta 9. And they have a song called The Showdown, which is Superb, Beretta 9, and Hellraiser from Sons of Man. And Superb spits the same exact verse that Ghost did on Good Times,
Mm-hmm.
verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that's different is Superb and Ghostface. The word Superb and
Mm.
Ghostface.
Wow.
Verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
Verbatim. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm a woo head. You know what I'm saying?
You're a
Like
Wu wizard.
so like I know, like, and I'm listening one day, and I found this out years ago, like a couple years ago, and I'm like, huh? Like, hold on. He said, I'm like, yo, that's the same verse. So but Superb did say in the interview that they was coming off of when Ghost started writing Supreme, they were coming off of the high of Wu-Tang Forever, and then they was doing all these shows and stuff. So he said Ghost in them was burnt out, so he needed him to assist. He
Mm.
didn't say he wrote it verbatim, but he helped him.
Yeah.
What help means, I don't know. We weren't there. Um, Superb allegedly stole a DAT out of the studio.
Mm-hmm.
They
Wasn't
kind
there
of
some
lured him
static over
back
that?
in. He got hands put on him from what he said, from what he said himself.
Right,
He got
right, right,
hands put
right.
on him, and then he kind of like disappeared. I think that's when he linked with the orphanage. Because remember, he used to be Supreme Team, America's Cream. I said Supreme Team, America's Cream Team.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Theodore. Then he went to the orphanage. Orphanage.
Was there anybody else that was Cream Team that was on Theodore? I don't remember. No,
Um,
right?
Or something?
Twiz, Twiz from Well, nah, he was on the song, but Twiz was on the Theodore song on Bulletproof Wallets. Twiz from Harlem, the one that's
Mm-hmm.
that was cool. But he brought him he became Cream Team through Gangsta Lou and AZ, I think, and then with Chip Banks because he was from Harlem, Chip Banks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Power was cool with them, and then he linked with him or whatever. But nobody else was Theodore outside of
And nobody
Herb.
nobody was Ice Water that was
Polite,
Theodore or
polite
American
was
Cream Team?
polite was Cream Team, and he ended up becoming Ice Water.
Okay.
Like he passed away like last year or something like that.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace to
not the polite that
Or
scammed,
no, 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 no,
not the
not brother
scamming
Polite,
polite.
not brother Polite.
Right.
Nah, nah, not him.
Right.
Nice.
Um, yo, you said something that's interesting. You said you didn't like Stroke of Death, L. You said you didn't like
hmm
that beat. You said it was annoying. It was repetitive.
That's the joint
Yeah.
So
with
you,
Simon.
with Solomon, yeah.
It's the joint.
And
Yeah.
That's a weird beat.
but yo, I heard
It's
Solomon
annoying.
in an interview saying how he got on that song. They
hmm
were playing beats in the studio and they were going through stuff, and that beat came on. RZA played it, and they kind of like skipped it, and he told RZA like, "Yo, run that back." He was like, "I like that joint." He was like, "Yo, you sure this?" He was like, "Yeah."
hmm
And he laid the Solomon mark for life, for million of life, thug for
hmm
life,
hmm
forever, I'm the kid. And
Yeah.
it became a song.
Shout out to
Right.
Child of
Yeah.
Solomon Child,
Peace,
dope
peace to
MC,
Solomon Childs.
formerly known
Yeah,
as
super
Killer
dope.
Bams.
real quick for y'all who want Superb. So the thing is about with Superb, Ghost never really rapped like that again, yo. He never really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that
Um,
nah,
Pretty Tony?
I don't know. The closest
You
he
don't know?
was like them Adrian Young albums, and I'm not even saying sound wise, the flow, the rhyme.
Right. I understand what you're
It's
saying.
similar to Superb. So Ghost ain't never really sound like that. But you do. I feel like I believe he didn't like a lot of it was Ghostface. You know what I'm saying? Like one, certain things. You know what I'm saying that you can hear the straight Ghost, but a lot of influence, to say the least, was Lord Superb, yo. And
I mean, but you take from people like
yeah,
not
there's nothing wrong with that.
know,
There's nothing wrong with
right,
that at all. You know what I'm saying?
right. It's not like he's penning your. I mean, besides the verses I just mentioned, and
Yeah.
for the listeners and whoever, like y'all want to go back and
Even the songs they on
l-
together, which we made it, they sound the same just about. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I got an unreleased song with Lord Superb, yo. I just never really dropped it because, you know what I mean? It's not really respect.
Superb was dope, man. So Superb was dope.
He
Superb
wasn't
was dope.
wasn't controversial, you know what I'm saying, in the end. But
Yeah.
rest in peace to Lord Superb, yo.
More
Dude,
Superb was the
rest in
guy,
peace.
man.
Yo,
Um,
let's
Good
if
question.
yeah,
So from what I understood about the stats was that the album sold plus copies, 1,000 plus copies its first week. It went gold within a month. What surprises me is that 25 years later, that album is still
yeah, because of streaming, people probably only buying the vinyl. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
I don't think, how accessible. Like, do you think they're still printing? First off, Epic Records, does it even exist now?
gold.
Right?
I
Yeah,
Because
don't
that's
think
what it was
so.
like
on, right?
Yeah,
Sony.
Yeah, it
You
was
know
on
what I'm saying?
Epic. It
Like,
was on
Yeah,
Epic.
so,
yeah, those
like,
still
more
out.
than likely, the rights to the album's been sold, and like, is it worth producing, like, mass producing? You know what I mean? Something that's going to sit on shelves. Like that's my theory as to why. And then the whole metrics behind the streaming. Like how many streams is it to have
I think
one like
it's like three. I think it's 188 or something like that. Streams equals one like album sale. It's like
yeah,
188 streams
yeah, equals like an album sale or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
or
really.
single
Wow.
sale or some shit like that.
And
So
yeah,
yeah, I mean
album, yeah. It
it's
says
going to be a real challenge to for it to go platinum.
I
Supreme.
You
listened
know
to
what I mean?
Supreme yesterday just to refresh. I mean, I listen to it every once in a while anyway because it's a great album.
It
So
got 56,803,000 streams on Spotify. Daily, it does
Or
24,000. So I'm sure
that's
when
solid numbers.
yeah, you know what I'm saying when they change the metrics to like digital streaming, where them shits will be like platinum, whatever they're gonna do. all that retroactive shit, that'll definitely be like a platinum album. You know what I'm saying? Because it looks like
Or
what they'll do is kind of change it. You know what I'm saying? Those metrics to streams. You know what I'm saying?
no, I know Forever definitely went platinum because it's a little easier when it's a double album because the sales count twice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you sell
Well, that
five
went,
hundred thousand,
It went platinum
but
when it
it
was
went
out, though.
quadruple.
right,
It went
right, right, right.
quadruple.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying like,
yeah.
but it's easier, for a
Right.
double album to
Oh,
go
They're gonna
platinum.
change it.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna change it because people want to say a million is a million of something. They're gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
people are real happy when you get to a million. It means something. So why not go
Or
platinum? They be
Yeah,
like,
especially in this day and age when everything is like gold is the highest standard now.
when
right.
they do that, I'm gonna be like Superman or something. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. Hopefully, I'll be alive when they change them streams to like platinum fucking certifications. And I could be like, I'm a platinum.
what?
Yeah, that'd be crazy because I got a million streams. I'm about to get a plaque just to say that, but it's not like platinum. You know what I'm saying? If I could say that, that would be
Well,
fine. Soon
we're
comes.
gonna definitely talk about your project a little bit later too.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
not forget to talk about that. It drops tomorrow, right? What
yeah.
is it, Logan and what's it called again?
Xavier and Logan. You know what I mean? With
Or
left from Chamber Music did a lot of work. That's how I linked up with Superb. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I mean? I'm sure he got a few Ghostface stories. And definitely the Jizza, but yeah, we got that album coming. It drops midnight 14. You know what I'm saying? Pretty.
Any of y'all ever met Ghost before?
I don't know if Clef have. I
Oh
haven't.
no, I have.
no.
Once.
Yeah,
I
nah,
got, I,
I haven't. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
a wild story with Ghost.
Yeah.
Um, Ghost and Ray actually. I was this is when I used to sing. I was we were performing at the Apollo, not amateur night, you know what I'm saying? And they were performing.
Mm,
Um, so obviously this is in the mid 90s. I think I might have been like 12, 13. And we in the green room. And when you're in the green room backstage, they got food, whatever. They got
Mhm.
their little sandwiches, little soda, whatever, whatever. And we see them and they standing off to the side. And I see Ghost and he's just looking around and it's all like he's looking around and we all young, you know what I'm saying? Preteen, teenagers. And, he a few years older than us. And he like, yo, he tapping Ray like, yo, who all these little niggas in the green room, son? like, like he ain't know what was going on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, not like he was nervous or anything. He was just looking around like, yo, what's all
Trying
these
to
kids
figure it
doing
out,
there?
right? Trying to
Yeah,
figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that, but that's my one joint. I only seen him one time. Like, I think I've seen everybody in the clan except for never met Cat, never met Yui,
I know.
and think I Jizza, yeah, that's it. Everybody else met
Yeah.
Dirty more than once, Meth more than once, Ray, Gold, Dak,
Mhm.
Killer, Math the Killer. Yeah,
I met RZA
crazy.
one time at the Wu store on Victory Boulevard. Remember when they had the Wu Tang store, Wu Wear? You
Yeah,
know what I'm
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
saying?
that.
yeah.
Were were yeah, like a lot of people was bumping into all of them out there, especially when it first opened up. You know what I mean? That
Right.
was dope. That was definitely dope and smart to capitalize off the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it was genius. I think a lot of things they were doing was genius, man. I mean,
Yeah,
the St.
I
Ives
had Wu Wear
commercial was
jeans.
hitting. I had Wu wear
I
jeans,
had Wu Wear
shirts, you
jeans.
know what
I
I'm
had
saying?
shirts.
And then
Yeah, hoodies.
it relaunched like 5, 6 years
Hmm.
ago too. It was in Macy's
Yeah,
recently and all that.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I
Really?
actually copped something too. Yeah,
yeah.
The St. Ives
relaunched.
commercial was
Yeah,
crazy. The St. Ives
it
commercial was
was.
crazy.
It was.
It was a dope song too. It was a dope song.
It was. Wasn't that
Um,
wasn't that playing in the background of Sons of Man or that
no,
No,
was playing
Cuban
in the
links.
background
Only
of
built for Cuban
Cuban
links.
Link.
Only built
Cuban,
for
right,
Cuban
Yeah,
link.
right.
Yeah,
I'm bugging.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was
And I always listened
Spot
to that.
Rushers. Spot
Always
Rushers
wanted to right. Always wanted to hear that like as
in its
a
entirety.
as
song.
a
You know what
whole
I'm
the whole
saying?
Yeah,
joint. Yo,
Right, right.
the as far as the album, What's your favorite joint on there?
Y'all want to go around the we'll do song by song, our favorite three songs. You know, first off, I say I'll do my pick first. I'll say I think the album is flawless. I don't recall if it got 5 mics or not, but listening to the album the past couple days,
Four and a
I
half.
think it's a 5 mic album. It got 4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's a
that's when they
five
was
mic
doing you.
album, though.
It's a 5 mic album. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
don't think I can't see what warrants losing that half a mic. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they would aside, and that's my personal opinion. And a
Yeah.
lot of my friends also, when we grew up listening to it, we always skip that joint that I was telling you about. What's the name of
Oh,
that?
Stroke of Death, Stroke of Death.
Stroke of Death. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because RZA or you know what I'm saying, Solomon Child. Everybody dumped on it. It was just that beat was just too. I don't know. It
Repetitive.
wasn't. It was. Yeah, yeah. I didn't like
It
it.
was like
It just.
the
It just.
record skipping. It sounded like the record is
Yeah, yeah,
skipping.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, and that's what I think I thought when I first had the
Yeah.
CD. I'm like, because
You
your
thought
joint, you could buy it scratched. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And I was
right.
ready to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? But then I realized that was it, and then that was it. Forever just skipped it. You know what I'm saying?
I love that
Um,
song, man.
I'll say that Buck 50 is to me like probably my favorite record. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's a standout. First off, I love posse cuts. Posse cuts is always something that, like, if I hear, three, four, five, six or more MCs on a joint, I'm always gonna love that. You know what I'm saying? I love hearing multiple MCs on one track to see, like, who could get the best verse. You know what I'm saying? Who
Right.
shines the most? Because it's a
Yeah.
Mhm.
competitive thing between incredible MCs. So the fact that they have Redman on that was. Redman was hitting at that time, of course. He was one of my favorites, as probably all of us, one of our favorites. Um,
Mhm.
and then, of course, for Buck 50, when Ghost dropped that line, all of us was crazy Zulu. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
still crazy Zulu, you know what I'm saying? But for Ghostface to say Zulu Nation in the 80s in front of Macy's, I start my own chapters. Like, that shit just brought pride to me,
Yeah.
yo, real
Yeah.
talk. Like,
Word.
you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like, that
Word.
I heard that and I had to grab these joints off the dresser, like, and throw it on, you know what I'm saying? And feel
Right.
strong, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I visualized that line when I heard it, and I wish he would explain that a little bit more. But for the listeners that don't know, and I don't know Ghost, and in the 28 years that I've been Zulu, we've never really seen him around, but they say that he was a member under Mercury from Staten Island, and Mercury is from what is it? What's the group? Is it Earth, Wind, and
Force
Fire?
MDs. Force
Force
MDs.
Force
MD.
MDs. Right, I'm
Force
bugging. I'm like
MDs. Yeah.
Force
Earth, Wind, and
MDs, right?
Fire.
Yeah. I'm like, well, them
They gonna
brothers is
kill
way
you. They
old.
gonna kill you. Word.
Word, word,
Word. That's
word.
who put Staten Island on the map was the Force MCs first, and then they became the Force MDs.
Facts.
Right, right,
They was the
right.
Force MCs first, and then
Yeah.
they became the
I'm
Force
about they about
MDs.
to see that Puerto Rican. We got to get him up out of here. He
And
don't
I
know the
think
culture.
he don't know the culture. He's not a contributor. But
Right.
um,
What's
The
up?
I think
pitchforks and the
Mercury.
and the and the,
I
and the
think Mercury
torches.
was Raekwon's uncle also or something. I think he was
Oh,
related
word.
to Raekwon. Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not sure if that was for certain, but
Hmm.
yeah, that line right there had everybody. But you like Buck 50. What about you, P?
Well, one, I wanted to share some Wu Tang stories of people I met. Two, right? The other thing I heard you guys talking about, yo, at that time, they might not have gotten the 5 mics just because Benzino or whoever might have been mad at you at that time. And Wu was already beefing with like Hot
Hot
90.
97. Right, right. Yeah.
Maybe they couldn't deny, you know what I'm saying, how hot they was, but just to slight them, give them that little half mic. And man, who I met personally, I met Capadonna. I spent like 3 days with him in Pennsylvania, hilarious. And then one time I seen him performing and was just running around with him and everybody on stage and shit. Buddha Monk, of course. Solomon Childs, was crazy with Solomon is that we got like a personal relationship now, but we met in person before we met each other, right? So
We met him at the studio.
and that's the only time I've ever physically seen that dude. I
Right, right,
don't
Mhm.
know,
yeah, yeah.
but I never ever see him.
Cool dude too. Cool as I don't know
I
what.
don't think
Word.
he connects that. I think he only knows me from like G
From
Clip.
rap.
I
From G Clef, right.
don't think he remembers that's the guys who I was sitting and stealing their studio time, and I came out
And he was recording a strip club song.
on the strip club shit, yo, like out of nowhere.
You
It
were
was
high.
crazy.
What's crazy
Using
about
auto tune. Using
yeah,
auto
yeah,
tune.
yeah.
That was
It
crazy.
makes it makes sense now. That was back then. He's done a couple projects like that, but
He's dope.
yeah, no,
He's dope. That dude,
Sol-
that dude is dope.
Solomon is dope, yo, because like his new stuff he's doing now is dope. But my bad, Capadonna, yo, he played me a song with Killer Priest, Raphael Sadiq, and Capadonna, and I never heard it more than once, and then it never came out in real life, yo, crazy.
That's crazy. That sounds
Wow.
crazy.
The
That
nigga
sounds
Wow.
crazy.
he G Clef lived in Pennsylvania and he helped him find an apartment out there. And Capadonna, all he did was just watch kung fu movies, yo. It was crazy. Like he really was just watching that, like like they just came out.
Mhm.
And yeah, man, he's a pretty cool dude, yo. Also, my favorite my favorite Supreme Clientele joint would have to be. There's a lot of them, yo. But I like Ghost Dini. That would be probably my favorite joint, yo. You know what I mean?
That's a good choice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is.
I mean the whole album, even Stroke of Death, just because they made that beat and it made it work. You know what I'm saying? Like the album is pretty dope. That's why it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been all Lord Superb because if that was the case, he would have done that. You know what I'm saying on his own. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But
right.
Right.
the album
Right.
was dope, yo. One of my favorite albums that came out. We were like in 11th grade, 12th grade, yo. Ill time back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
told you I had just got my GED. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
got my
Were
GED.
I
Shit.
was in my super senior year of high school
Yeah,
trying to get out. You know what I mean?
it's
And
crazy.
mind you, I
Crazy.
already had got left back 1 year too, so I was basically 2 years late. I should have graduated '98, but 2000, I'm on my way to graduate and all of that.
Yeah,
So yeah, man, it was we were kids really.
yeah.
You in high school, you were a kid.
We in high school.
Razor,
Crazy.
what's one of your picks?
Where
Boy used to be mighty healthy,
Mm,
but Buck 50 became my favorite one once I actually heard it.
yeah.
Mm.
I want to put one up there too.
One is
hmm
crazy.
Well,
One is
you could pick
crazy.
one as your next joint.
And I got Nutmeg
What
and
about
Client.
you? What?
Um, I'm going with Nutmeg. Because like when like I explained to you over the phone, when Ghost and RZA get together, it's something different. Like their
Yeah.
chemistry is just like it's wild. Like if you listen to songs with just them two on it, dating back
hmm
from the first album, Tears, then you go to Iron Man, they got Marvel, and then
hmm
like they set it off with Nutmeg. Like it's like,
hmm
yo, when I first heard Ghost say bong bong bong, your bell went wrong, 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 Stapleton's where the ambulance don't come. I'm like,
Word.
yo, you know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
beat is fire. Like, and when they was asking him, they asked him recently too, like, what were you saying? What does it mean? Like when you was rhyming that verse, you was rhyming in Nutmeg, he was like, yo, I was just rhyming. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really have
Mm,
no significance. Like
Meaning,
people was trying to decipher like him saying the vivid laser ah guy. He was like, yo, I'm just putting words together, kicking some fly stuff, kicking some fly ish.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Really don't mean like I'm not speaking no 5% lingo. Like he's throwing it in there. He's throwing like the 5% lingo in there. He's throwing his hoods lingo in there. You know what I'm saying? He throwing his own slang, and he's a fly dude, like to get dressed. So he's just like throwing darts, as they say. You know what I'm saying? And then RZA
hmm
come and yeah, yeah, yeah. Nutmeg gotta be
wasn't that used before? That beat or
What?
that sample? That sample.
Um,
I heard that somewhere before,
I
right?
heard the sample before, but I can't place where I heard it. That beat is crazy. That beat. I remember when yo, we used to sit outside and run Nutmeg. We used to run that on my block. You know what I'm saying? Sitting outside with the boom box. And we used to just run Nutmeg. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Hmm. I wanted to ask you something about Supreme Clientele, but it slipped my mind.
Oh,
So we'll
um,
continue on, but I'm gonna think of something.
there's something I do want to point out. I've learned this for many years, and it was one of the reasons why I couldn't wait. The story that how the album was created was like a whole thing, like the whole trip to Africa inspired me. There was like
Hmm.
one and the Buck 50 verse. I could be wrong on that, but to know that him going there and this the way he was running humility, inspired everybody bonding regardless of situations they were going is one of the things that started also and see what comes out of that, what kind of creativity, what kind of inspiration or motivation I can get from doing something.
Yeah.
Well, he had to get his health
Um.
right too because he was
Right. It was a
diagnosed
diabetic.
diabetic. He
Yeah,
was diabetic.
Right. So he
And
was
I
going there
think
for a cure, something
right.
right.
for
And I
treatment,
think he
Yeah,
had
like
caught
I forgot about
something
malaria
holistic.
too. I think
Oh,
he had
word.
caught malaria too at a time when he was over there, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think I remember that he actually did like from like the water maybe or something. Because you go overseas, your body's not used to certain stuff. I
hmm
got sick when I went overseas in a few different countries. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Been caught something like a virus or something, couple day bug or whatever, and you get over it, and then that's that. But
Even after
yeah,
all them shots they gave you, all of them 300
yeah,
vaccines you took.
yeah,
mm
man, yeah. I had viral gastritis when I went to Spain because you wasn't supposed to eat the cow, and me, I went over there and had a big old steak,
Oh
and
damn.
yeah, and it was
Got
crazy for
sick.
me. I had to get quarantined for 3 days, yeah, and I couldn't. I had to drink this glow in the dark looking Gatorade joint, yo, with no flavor.
Well, ain't
Mm.
that that's her?
Where did they quarantine you?
They quarantined me to the ship. I was in like a area in the ship with other quarantined people. I couldn't be amongst like the the crew.
Quarantine. It's
Yeah, I was
They put you with
quarantined. Like
all the
crazy.
disease shipmates.
I was
Mm.
feeling crazy, yo. I was
It
on
was you
bed
vomiting,
rest, all of that.
projectile vomiting, and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yo. I think yo when I knew I had it, like I woke up and like I threw up in the sink. I was brushing my teeth. I threw up in the sink and I seen a kernel of corn. I'm like, yo, I ain't even eat corn. I'm like, this is
That's the
I'm
cow that
like,
ate that shit. That's the cow that ate that shit.
I'm like, yo,
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
like, corn.
eat corn. If you ain't eat corn,
I was like, corn.
The
Maybe it
cow,
was
the
there
cow.
from maybe it was there from like days ago or something. It was like, yo, I ain't eat that
Nah, the
yesterday.
cow ate that shit.
It
yeah,
might have. That
That's
steak was
crazy.
good though. That steak was good.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
hope it
mean?
was worth it. That's
I'm
the one
alive
steak you
today.
ain't never gonna
I'm alive.
forget.
This is 20 something years later. I'm good.
give me that stick, then.
Word.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was what, but yeah, he did. That's why he said he didn't like Iron Man because he was in a dark place in his life, and that's when he got diagnosed with the diabetes, and like life wasn't, he was going through stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was going through
Right.
stuff.
Yo,
But
were y'all surprised that Raekwon wasn't on featured on the album too much? Like, what is it, one, two joints he was on? Like,
No,
he was on Apollo
cause
Kids, and that was it.
I thought there would have been more. I thought there would have been a greater presence from Raekwon.
He
You
was
know what I
on one
mean?
joint.
No,
yeah,
was he?
Still,
Oh, that's right. He wasn't on the posse. The other one.
He
Rick
was on Apollo Kids. That's it.
Right.
Well,
And
Ghost wasn't on a mobilarity
Right.
at all. He
that's
Yeah,
shouted
true.
him out.
that's
He
fact.
shouted him out. He
Right,
told
that's
him
true.
all that I got is you part two. He said, Ghost, I love you. And that was it.
It's a dirt
Yeah.
out.
Yo,
Wasn't on the
nah, nah,
album.
don't. This is not. You said it was a dirt album, P.
Yeah, straight out the
What,
soil.
a mobilarity?
Well,
A mobilarity?
what's up?
No, you
Um,
wildin'. That's
a
nah. It
mobilarity
wasn't.
is
It
dope.
wasn't. Yo, the joint with him and Master Killer. That shit is
Oh, the
crazy.
table? Yeah,
Yeah,
the table is
The
crazy.
table.
live
Yo,
from
I ran it.
Sneakers?
Right. That shit was crazy. Sneakers is
Pete
crazy
Rock?
too. Yo,
Pete Rock?
that that
Live from New York?
that
I'm from New York. Was I?
Hold on. First of all, Raekwon had Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather in the same video on what's that song? That's one of my favorite songs.
Live
Hold
from
on,
New
like
York.
10 at a time. No. It's the boxing joint. When he was like, we famous like Ali Feet. What's the name of that song, man?
Uh,
Never
Dag,
heard that.
man.
That's what exactly.
Something round. What the heck is the name of that song, man?
I don't know.
I'll look it up real
Another
quick.
round.
I'll look it.
No, not another round.
Nah.
Nah,
Nah, Floyd
still good.
Mayweather and Zab Judah, and this is before they fought. This was years before they fought. This
Now
was years before they
Yeah.
fought. He had them in the video.
that's what Raekwon should not be doing, because all his albums is like below that, except for the two little fake Wu Tang albums, Shaolin vs. Wu Tang and Wu Tang.
Chandler versus Wu Tang is crazy.
Yeah, and the
Down
other
vs. Wu Tang is dope, and Only Built for Cuban Links too is
two.
fire.
Yeah, those are
It
dope.
is.
Raekwon can't
I
rap.
like those songs.
I don't
Yo, the production on Shaolin vs. Wu Tang is
know.
crazy.
Those
Yeah, it is.
are
It
dope.
is. It is. It
What,
is.
what y'all thought about Wu Massacre?
Yeah,
Massacre is fire.
that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
Raekwon.
yeah. Like it too. It's a good one. It's 100 rounds. It's called.
100 rounds. That's
It was
what. Yeah, 100 rounds.
100 rounds.
Yes.
Produced by somebody called Trifling. Looking at
Trifling
the
was Cream Team's producer.
RZA
Trifling was
actually
America's
only
Cream
has
Team producer.
one production. Oh, two production credits. He did the outro and Woods. So skits,
You
two
don't like
skits. That's
my
all that
favorite
RZA.
dread, Pete? You don't like? I don't even want to talk about mobilarity because we're supposed to be talking about Supreme Clientele. But you
Right,
said
right,
it's a
right.
dirt album.
It's relative. It's relative though.
Power is a fire song. Casablanca is a fire song.
Like that joint
Casablanca's not a
too.
fire. Yo, come on, P. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, P. Don't do that, P. Don't do that, P.
Nah, but I ain't gonna. P, the album was weaker than expected. I'll give you that. Like I
Yeah,
was
but
expecting,
it's not trash though. It's not dirt though. It's
and
it's
I ain't gonna
more.
lie. I don't like Lex Diamond story too much more than that. Tell you the truth.
Um,
That was another.
yeah,
No
it
Like
was
disrespect to Ray.
lackluster.
He's turned
You know
to
what I'm saying? No.
and beyond.
You like Fila? Do you like Fila?
Yeah, yeah, I
You don't
do.
like Fila, P?
No,
It's actually a good bounce back from the
oh,
previous. You know what I'm
I
saying?
even heard that. Yeah.
It's a good
The
album.
album is
Check it out.
alright.
It's a solid joint. It's solid. It's worth checking
I
out.
like
What
the
did it stand
wild too.
for,
I like the
Fila?
wild too.
The
Fly,
wild is alright.
illustrious, luxurious art.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's dope.
I had high hopes.
Uh,
You need to be Wu Tang. Raekwon above of anybody. They need to be Wu Tang. I like what they're
They
doing.
coming out with an album. You know that, right?
What they're doing now.
Wu, right?
In March, yeah.
Nah, in
In
April.
March. No, April. Yeah, April 10th or something like that.
the whole clan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
by
That's what's up.
mathematics.
But I think they said RZA
Produced
not
by
making.
Mathematics. I saw 38 Special on there.
By,
38
by
Specials on there.
R.J. Payne.
That's dope.
RJ Payne's on there. Yep.
That's dope.
Oh, Black Samson, Bastard Swordsman.
The Bastard Swordsman. Yeah.
Mhm.
P, you know RJ Payne from the town when he was around.
Yeah. So
That's crazy. No one even knows he's from Long Island. Everyone
yo,
thinking he's just from Philly.
me and him
Yeah.
talked about it
No
on
way he was from.
Facebook. He had already had like the reputation of battling whatever, and he battled in Arlington. He battled Spliff, right? That was like the big thing people were hyping him up to do, and then Yo, he lived across the street, right, from the Big H Center. I went to his crib. You know what I'm saying? He was kicking all his rhymes. I don't even know how or why. Maybe because he might have not been super known because he was like a kid that just moved to Huntington. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like of the families or something like that. But I don't even know
Right.
how I ended up
Like
knowing.
the Green family or
Yeah,
something like that.
you know, the Edwards or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
McCoys.
yeah, McHale's and all that shit. It's like five families.
Right. There's like, yeah, all the families, right?
That shit is ill, son. That shit is fire, actually. But yo, so I'm at his crib and he's just kicking all his raps. Then he went to school, battled the next day, and then what's crazy is I went home and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna try and write a rap. So I wrote a rap. I went to his crib maybe like a couple days later. I rapped it over second round knockout. He laughed
Mm.
and told me how to count bars. And then I might have seen him after that, but I don't remember seeing him like that after that. I know he moved away, Rain Man, and then maybe like a year or so ago, we just was talking about that on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I remember
That's dope.
that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
man. I wish
Mm.
the brother much success. I'm a big fan of his music.
Yeah,
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 nah,
He's
yeah.
he's dope.
incredible.
He's dope. He get
He's
busy.
incredible, man.
Yeah, he get
Super
busy.
busy.
But every time
You
I
know,
go
most
there,
of the greats that he be featured with, he always holds his own. Like always. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The whole Leatherface gimmick.
he was rhyming like how he is now back then, Crazy. Crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
He was supposed to
Rain
do
Man was a dope name too. Rain Man
yeah.
was a dope name too.
You seen him on the MTV battles. I was like, oh shit. I remember seeing or the Blaze battle or something. Like years later after he moved away. I remember seeing him on MTV Blaze battle or some shit as Rain Man. And I was like, yo, that's
Mm.
cool
Right.
rhyme.
Why do I remember that?
Cause you seen it back then. It was like fucking
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Yeah,
like what it
it
was like
was what everybody's watching. We
So
all
RJ
watching the
Payne was
same
Rain Man?
thing back then.
it was in the Blaze
Yeah,
battle.
Yeah,
RJ Payne is
same
Rain
person.
Man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, shout out to him, yo. I'm
Mm.
try and work something out with him. He's supposed to
Yeah,
be a
that's what that would be dope.
yeah. And then he just instead of signing the BSF, he just went and did his independent thing. And that was that. Smart. But
So,
yeah,
Yeah, man.
so what's your second joint though?
me, fucking
Yeah.
I like Malcolm. Malcolm would be my second joint. You know what I
I'll
mean?
go with the grain.
The grain is nutmeg, right?
No,
What's the
That's a
grain?
separate song.
the grain is
Y'all playing games with me.
girl. Because of you, I'm hurting
It's the joint with
within my
RZA.
heart. I
And
know
then
it's not right to be flirting, but our relationship has to start.
that's dirty.
Star.
You're the one that I'm clocking.
That's dirty right there. But
I know, but they took it. Don't want you to see me cry. This is why, this is why, this is why. And then a
Mm-hmm.
girl named Sandra from way down yonder.
Way
Hey,
down
yo,
yonder.
kid, don't
Hey, yo,
with
son,
her,
don't fuck with
fuck
her.
with her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so where's the grain from? That's what I was talking about. You're playing games with
That's
me.
the
You're,
song.
It's on two different
The
versions.
Grain
That's
is a
why.
song.
you're confusing me now. We just talked.
Nutmeg is the first song. The Grain is like song number 7 or something. It's after Apollo Kids.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
know.
this is nutmeg and the grain. So the
You about to
grain.
get us struck.
Nut, you crazy? No, yeah, I got it though. Yeah, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, you bugging.
Where's the grain from? The grain is the sample from where? That's what I was asking. I was confusing it when I asked you that.
Oh, do you want to see it? Do
Right.
you want to see it? I'm gonna do it for you. I forgot that. I forgot.
I mean, Riz is on both those joints.
Yeah. But RZA did that beat. He didn't do Nutmeg. He did the Grain.
Right, the grain, yeah. It's an old school sample.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
But
What's
yeah,
yours? You said Malcolm,
Malcolm.
Razor.
Oh, um, damn, I didn't realize we was doing the whole second, third joint. So the first one I said was about 50, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
So then my second one would be Mighty Healthy.
good pick.
Yo, ain't Stay True
Yeah.
a completely different song? It is, right?
What's that?
It's,
Stay True is that's another joint. Stay True was produced by Inspector Deck, and he used that beat on Uncontrolled Substance.
oh, where? I like
I
Stay.
like that joint.
Elevation, same beat. Elevation, same exact beat.
See that? I didn't even know Deck made that beat. They don't say
Yeah.
get that beat in fucking Supreme Clientele though.
That
Yes,
it's
it
been a
does.
while since I heard
Yes,
that.
it does.
Is that the joint?
It's with
Keep
60
the
Second
power
Assassin.
of God's in you. It's not that joint, right?
No.
Substance, that album, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's on that album, but not that song though.
yeah.
But Stay True is featuring 60 Second Assassin.
That would be my second favorite, not even Malcolm.
Stay True?
Yeah, they both go the same to me because they're like 1 minute long, 20 seconds long.
I like Malcolm is longer than that. He had two verses.
Yeah, that's true.
He had two verses.
They
I
should
think Malcolm might be
to Malcolm.
my second joint because I'm like Malcolm out the window with the joint.
Yeah, fire.
Hoodied up, blood in my eye. I let two fly like five.
That is
Mhm.
Malcolm.
Nah. Yo, nah, that whole album is that's a masterpiece to
Yeah,
me, man.
It
It
is. It
really
is.
is,
It
yo. It
is.
really is. Like
It is.
Ghost really showed out with that, man.
Yeah.
He showed
And
out.
followed up from that with Bulletproof Wallets too. On top
Yeah.
of
A
that,
lot of people
you
didn't
know,
even like Bulletproof Wallets. I loved it.
honestly, I liked it.
I
I
I
liked it a
liked it
loved
a
lot.
it.
lot.
I
And
loved it.
what were there was a couple unreleased joints, right, that we had to go search for at
Oh,
the time to,
The Sun,
right, the Sun, which is
the
crazy,
Good
crazy.
Times, Good
It's
Times.
which joint is Slick Rick on?
The Sun.
The
mm-hmm.
Sun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a
That
good
song is
album, man.
Mm-hmm.
That whole the Candyland joint where the story
Oh,
with all the
the
cartoon
Forest.
characters, the forest,
When
that
when
shit is
Droop
crazy.
when Droopy turned Muslim. His name is Ab
Right,
Drew.
right, right, right.
He turned
Right.
Muslim
That's
in
yo.
jail.
I mean, yo, Ghost, like, and this is one thing that I think a lot of people I've heard say is
They're
definitely one
like,
of the greatest storytellers. He's one of the greatest storytellers in hip hop.
Nah, he
He's one
is.
of the greatest
Absolutely. Yo,
storytellers in hip hop. He's right
on
up there with Slick Rick. He's right up there with Nas.
absolutely.
Um,
S-
you know what I mean? He could be
Scarface,
one of
Scarface,
the greatest,
Cube,
right? He could be
Cube.
right. He
three
could
stacks.
right. Definitely. Shout out to all of them. All
Mm-hmm.
incredible storytellers, man. Ghost is up there.
Nah,
He could
Ghost is
easily be
super up
number one.
there.
You
Yo,
know what I'm saying?
when he talks about
G
a
Rap is also an
female,
incredible
yeah,
storyteller.
Fact.
Ghost
You
is
know what I mean?
like
Thug Love Story.
the heartbroken king.
yeah.
Like when he
Right.
get his heart broke by a chick,
That's his
he's
that's his
unmatched.
bag.
Yo,
Yeah,
That's his
he is
bag. That's his
unmatched.
bag.
you
From
know,
Yeah.
Wildflower to Never Be the Same Again to Back Like That to the
word.
whole R&B album he did, The Wizard of Poetry. Like the
Fire.
Yo, like,
whole the yo Yolanda's house. You ever heard Yolanda's
Hmm.
house with him, Meth, and Ray on Big Doe
Hmm.
Rehab?
Hmm.
He went
Yeah.
crazy
uh,
on that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
yo, I
He's
always
one of the
had,
greatest storytellers in hip hop.
I always loved the way that he starts off verses. Like, projects was one thing, but then you got,
Oh no, Projects was too much. It
like,
was too much. It was too much.
on
It was
Back
too
Like
much.
That, he starts a verse like, yo, I should walk on you. Like, how you start a verse like
Mm. No, how do you start a verse like you started Wildflower? Yo, B, I effed your friend. Yeah, you stink, ho. Like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
nah,
telling you.
but
Yo,
Razor said Projects. Did you hear his verse on Projects on Wu Tang Forever?
indeed.
That
Yeah,
might
yeah,
have
yeah.
been worse than Wildflower.
It might have. It was
Cause
definitely disgusting.
that was X rated. Like I'm like,
Right.
yo, like I had to turn. I remember playing it in the house, and I was like, oh snap! What are you talking? I had to turn it down
Yeah,
for my grandmother
yeah,
come. Like, boy, what you listening to?
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
'98.
Same thing,
that?
yo, same thing when Wildflower used to come on. I have to lower the volume on that real low. I might have to pop in the headphones if I want to bump that. Same thing with Domestic Violence from RZA. Like that's
Oh
not a joint when
man,
you're a kid that you wanna
Word.
play on your boombox and don't think that your mom gonna come through the door swinging on you. Like, you
Hard
know what I'm
Street,
saying? 'Cause
Hard
oh
Street
Hard
for
which
Street,
Ages.
what
yeah, Hard Street on Fish Scale. on Fishkill
Mm.
when she was asking for the directions to Hart Street and he taking her down
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
these
The
Hershey
vein and
Highway and the
yeah,
van,
yeah,
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 and you gonna make a
yeah.
left on Dick and all of that. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Yo, he
yeah,
was
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
wild. Yo, Ghost is a yo, he's a
He's a
he's a
character, man.
movie.
He's a
Yeah, he's a
character.
movie. He's a movie,
He,
yo.
yeah,
Yo,
he's a
He,
character.
I just want to point out real quick. I don't remember too much of the scenario. Closest I've been around those, my brother Jimmy Hills was doing a beat battle during COVID, like right before they hit us with quarantine. And Ghostface was supposed to be one of the judges. It was him. It was the producer of 93 Till Infinity. I forgot who else. But Ghost was telling a crazy story about how he gets inspired. He's trying to tell the other the beat makers who are battling how like to get inspired when they're making a beat or when people anticipate. Yeah, he
oh
was saying
nah,
that.
Man,
nah, Ghost is wild.
man,
Ghost,
Ghost a wild dude. But
And
yo,
we actually frying the whole fucking audience. This is how you feel an
yeah,
analogy of
that's wild.
yo, what's it called? I'll say this, man. Ghost is one of the absolute greats in hip hop, man, and you know, I thank him for all the years of incredible work that he's given us. It's been a lot of hours of entertainment, a lot of playbacks, a lot of studying his lyrics, a lot of just incredible finesse, man. The dude is graceful, one of the great MCs of hip hop. Um, in addition to his lyricism, his storytelling, his fashion, his jewelry pieces, I mean, his beefs, you know what I'm saying? Beefing with 50 Cent with the Knuckles skit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. There's some crazy skits on Supreme Clientele too. Who would you fuck? That's a crazy skit.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
like,
that's a
yo,
wild shit.
Quicksand.
Janet or Chrissy. You know what I'm saying?
Janet or
From
Chrissy.
Three's
Yep,
Company.
yep,
No,
yep.
no, Janet or Chrissy from Three's Company.
Bahamadia.
And you know,
Bahamadia or
right,
Missy.
right. Or Heather
Yeah.
B.
Or Heather
They
B.
said, yeah,
Yep, 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 yep,
right.
yep,
So
yep.
there's some
And
funny
Woodrow the
skits on there.
Basshead. Woodrow the Basshead was a funny
That's a fact. That's a
that,
funny
that
one
was
too. Yeah,
hilarious.
he just
Yeah.
want to smoke his crack. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So there's some funny skits. There's some comedy
Um
on there.
Woodrow.
Bangers. You know
that
what I
was
mean?
superb.
Uh,
That was superb, Woodrow.
oh, word. That's
Hmm.
what's up. Yeah.
What's
Silky.
crazy is
So
I
you
know we
know,
talking about Supreme, but like yo, I wanna know why on the streaming platforms that the Soul Controller is not available. Like
mm,
from Iron Man. That's one of my favorite songs.
maybe the
You know what I'm
sample,
saying?
maybe
Couldn't
the
clear the
clearance
sample.
was like ran out or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. And I know
You
at
know what I'm
the end it
saying?
has from Carlito's Way. I know he used
Could
Carlito's Way at the end. So
could
maybe
have
the same.
could have
Yeah,
been that too. Could
yeah,
have been that too. You know, the movie studio struck
yeah.
him and made
That's
him
one of
take
my
it down and
favorite joints.
right. Yeah, nah, man. You know, listen, thank you everybody to tuning in to Spears and Mics, man. I hope, you know, we gave you a little bit of honor to this Ghostface 25th anniversary of Supreme Clientele, man. It's one of our favorites. It's an incredible record. If you're not in tune with it, go tomorrow, today, whenever you hear this, go throw that Ghostface on Supreme Clientele, man. Peace to Ghost. Um, thank you for all your work, man. We really love your career and your music, and we thank you and honor you. Salute.
Mark, peace.
Peace. I don't even know how to end this shit though. That's the crazy shit.
Yo, when you
Yeah.
when Razor first took off the do rag, I forgot he had dreads. So I'm like, yo, was Razor playing with a wig? And I realized that's why in the beginning I was just zoned out because I was trying to hold back my laugh. Like, wait a minute, yo,
How
Razor.
how how,
I when
how you forgot he had locks?
he
Like
after shit's wrapped up, I
Yo,
completely
you know this shit's still recording, right?
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still
We
live?
live still too. Yeah, we're still live. I'm about to bang
Oh
it
yeah.
though. Peace.
Oh yeah, my bad.